Hey guys, yesterday we went over different types of angles and we did a little bit of practice. Today, what I want to do is make a video and show you how we're going to do the homework. Okay, so watch this video, take notes on them. I want you to add these to your notes, and then after you're done with these notes, you can start your homework, and I'll tell you what that is at the end. So write down every problem, and in the middle of the video, I'm going to have you give me a sign that it's just going to be a secret sign. And if this you can give me the secret sign that tells me you're watching the video, and I will give you a jackbook. But I'm not going to tell you what the secret sign is until the middle of the video. All right. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, so let's go to my OneNote here and let's see what we got right here. Got a little piece of hair sticking up here. All right, okay. So the first problem, and I want you to write this down. Go ahead and copy this down really quick. We learned yesterday we have our different kinds of angles. So I'm looking at this problem and they want two things here. They want angle B and angle C. Now, yesterday we learned that about supplementary angles. Supplementary angles are two angles that add up to 180 or a straight line. Now, look here. If I add these two angles up right here, this C and this 88, I get 180 degrees because it's a straight line. So I can say C plus 88 equals 180. Then I'm just going to go ahead and do a fairness bar. I wrote my equation, and I want to see all this work in your notes. And then I'm going to subtract 88 from both sides to solve for C. 88 cancels 88, so I get C equals. Now I'm going to do a little math over here. I'm going to come over here and borrow from the 8 and make it a 7. I'm going to make that a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. Okay, so I don't have borrow from this. All right, so 17 minus 8, I believe, is a 9. 17 minus 8 is 9. So angle C is going to be 92 degrees. Now, I went out of order a little bit, so there's 92 degrees right there. All right, angle B. Well, angle B, ladies and gentlemen, makes a straight line from here to here also. Now, oh, wait. We know that angle C is equal to 92 degrees. So I'm going to even do something easier. What kind of angle is C and B? Well, yeah, those are vertical angles. They point to each other. See how they point to each other right here? Those angles point to each other. When angles are vertical and point to each other, let me write that down. Vertical. These are vertical angles right here. Vertical angles are always equal. So if C is 92 degrees, B would also have to be 92 degrees because they are vertical. So I'm done. All right, next problem here. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and copy this down and see if you can't figure this one out on your own. Okay, so pause me, and I feel like I had this little hair sticking up here. And then pause me, and then after you've paused me, go ahead and do the problem, and we'll see you after that. Hey, welcome back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to figure out C first. Oh, wait, I'm going to figure out B first. And here's how I know B is so easy. B is going to equal 147 degrees because it's vertical. See how they're vertical to each other? They point to each other. Vertical angles, they make little V's that point to each other. Angle B right here is vertical to that 147 degrees. They point to each other. So I know that B is 147 degrees. Now, C is not vertical to 147 degrees. C is what we call supplementary. It's going to make a straight line. So if we take angle C and we add 147, we know that that will equal 180 because there's always 180 degrees in a straight line. So I'll go ahead and do a fairness bar. I'm going to subtract 147 from both sides. Can't take 0 from 7, so I'm going to borrow that and make it a 7. Then I'll make it a 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. 7 minus 4 is 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. So I know C is equal to 33 degrees. Did you get that one right? All right. Keep an eye on it because the secret sign will give you a jackbuck. I'll tell you when the secret sign is. All right. So that was example number 2. So please number these off how we have them. All right, let's take a look at example number 3. Now, an example number 3, ladies and gentlemen, deals with this thing called a right angle. Right angles are boxes in the corner. See that box in the corner right there? That means it's a 90-degree angle. It's a right angle. So we know that this thing has to add up to 180 degrees, because if you take angle A and you add angle 45, you put them together, you get the entire box angle. So it's 90 degrees. Remember the word is complementary. The word is complementary right there. So I'm going to take A plus 45 equals 90. When two angles add up to 90 degrees, they are complementary. Okay, so now I'm going to solve for A. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 45 from both sides, 45 and 45. 45 cancels 45, so I get A equals 90 minus 45. Well, if you don't know what that is, you can, that's a 10, that's a 5, and then that's this is an 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. So the answer is 45. A equals 45. Sound good? All right. Next problem. Well, this one's easy. You can see, how are A and 62 related to each other? Those two angles are supplementary. And why are they supplementary? Because they add up to two angles that add up to 180 degrees are supplementary. And why are those angles supplementary? Because they make a straight line. There's 180 degrees in a straight line. So what I can do, ladies and gentlemen, is I can say A plus 62 equals 180. Because if you add those two angles up, you know you're going to get a straight line, and there's 180 degrees in a straight line. And then I can just simply go ahead and subtract 62 from both sides. 62 from both sides. I want to see this work on your notes too. Don't be doing this in your head. I want to see some fairness bars out there, guys. Remember, we're connecting geometry. This is geometry, the shapes and everything. This is algebra. Our goal over the last couple of days is to connect our geometry and our algebra together. Okay, we're going to connect those two things. We're connecting those two concepts together. All right, so when I do that, I get A equals, now I can't take 0 from 2, so I'm going to borrow. That becomes a 7. 10 minus 2 is 8. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 minus 0 is 1. So I get 118 degrees. Hopefully I'm right. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this one right here, I want to see if you can't do this one on your own. This is a little more challenging, but I think you guys are smart enough. So go ahead and do this one on your own. Go ahead and pause, Mr. Roden. And then when you're done, unpause, Mr. Roden. All right, go ahead and start. I'm not paused. You need to pause me. Hey, welcome back. All right, so let's see here. So do you think you got them all? All right, so let's see what we can do here. So first we're going to do is we're going to E. E's the easiest one ever. Why is E so easy, Mr. Roden? Because 27 degrees and E are vertical. They're vertical because they point to each other. Angles that are vertical are always equal. So I can now say that E is the same as 27 degrees. So I'm going to put a 27 right there for E. And I can even replace, if I wanted to, I could put 27 in there if I wanted to. Now, let's find F. Well, F is supplementary to 27 degrees because it makes a straight line. Did you get that? So now my equation is going to be F plus 27 equals 180 because they are supplementary. Supplementary are two angles that add up to 180 degrees. Well, I'm just going to subtract 27 degrees from both sides to solve for F. 27 cancels 27, and I get F equals, let's see here. I can't take that. That's a 10. That's a 3. That's a 7. 7 minus 2 is 5. So I'm getting 153 degrees for F. Did you get 153 degrees for F? All right, so D. D's down here. Well, what do you notice? D, this angle right here is a right angle. How many degrees are in a right angle? Yeah, well, 90 degrees are in a right angle. So if we go from here to here, my equation can be D plus the 90 degrees is equal to 180 because there's always 180 in a straight line. So this little part right here is 90, but the entire thing is 180. So I'm just going to subtract 90 from both sides. I bet you know what 180 minus 90 is. Well, D equals 90 again. That's interesting. And that would make sense because if this is a square corner right here, the other side of it has to be a square corner also. Okay? All right. How did you do? All right. So right now, here's the secret sign. I'm just going to whisper this to you because I don't want everyone else to hear. The secret sign is to give Mr. Roden double V's for vertical. So I want you to give me double V's. So if you hold up double V's, okay, and the reason you're doing double V's is they both stand for vertical. Vertical. V stands for vertical. Vertical angles, see those two angles right there? Those are vertical. They are equal to each other. So give me those double V's if you want some jagbugs. All right, here we go. Next one. All right, go ahead and do this one on your own. I bet you could get this one. Hey, welcome back. So what example is this? So I'm numbering my examples. So this one is, so what are we on here? So 2. This was example number 3. This one was example number 4. This one was example number 5. Okay, so this one will be example number 6. So go ahead and do example number 6 on your own. Hey, welcome back. Well, all we want is A. Now, I don't want you to use the word supplementary. They are adding up to 180 because it's a straight line. But here's the deal, guys. The reason we can't say they're supplementary is there's actually 3 angles here. So remember, supplementary is only 2 angles. So even though they do add up to 180, we don't want to use the word supplementary because supplementary is always 2 angles, and we actually have 3 angles. And that's no big deal. We can still write an equation for things that aren't supplementary, but I just don't want you to use the word supplementary to represent this situation because they're not supplementary because there's 3 angles. But the 3 angles do make a straight line. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to take angle A, plus, now what's this blue angle right here? Well, that's 90, right? A square box is 90. So then I'm going to add 90. And then I have this yellow angle right here, which is 29 degrees. And how many are they going to add up to? That's a straight line. Yep, you know it. That's 180 degrees. All right, gather some chickens and ducks here. It looks like I got 1 chicken and I can add some ducks. 90 plus 29, what is that? 90 plus 29 is, what is that, 119? If I did my math right, hopefully I did. All right, and that still equals 180. And then I'm just going to simply subtract 119 from both sides. I'm going to simply subtract 119 from both sides. All right, let's see here. What do we got here, Mr. Roden? We got A equals, now over here, that makes a 7. That's a 10. That's a 1. That's a 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. That's a 0. I'm getting 61 degrees. That looks pretty good. 61 degrees is what I want to put in for the answer here. Okay. Example number 7, let's take a look at that. See how you do there. Okay, so example number 7. Oh, man, this looks pretty challenging, right? Well, let's see here. What can we do here? I'm looking at this. I'm going to study it a little bit. Well, here's something that's interesting. I'm noticing that I got this right angle right here, right? So it looks like if I go from here to here, that's going to be 90 degrees because I have that box right there. So I think I can find X first. Does that sound good? I'm going to find X first. All right. So if I find X first, I'm going to go ahead and say, well, 27 degrees plus X equals 90 because that's a box. I'm adding up just that 90 degrees right there. All right, so we'll do our fairness bar. We'll subtract 27 degrees from both sides. 27 minus 27 cancels out. We get X equals, got to borrow. That's a 10. That's a 3. That's an 8 up here. 8 minus 2 is 6. I'm getting 63 degrees for X. So that's 63 degrees right there. Okay. So now, if you notice, if this is a 90 degrees right here, we kind of had a problem over there. This one also has to be a 90 degrees because they make a straight line. 90 plus 90 equals 180, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this angle from here to here. I'm going to look at this angle from here to here. This green angle right here. These 3 green angles. So if I take the 63, which I found for part X, I add the 90 and add the y. That's going to be the green angle, which is 180 degrees. Okay. So I'm going to take 63 degrees, plus I'm going to say angle y, plus I'm going to say the 90 degrees that I figured that out. And that is going to equal 180 degrees. Okay. All right, so here we go. So we got y plus, let's add some ducks. 63 plus 90 is 153, and that still equals 180. Hopefully you can see me scrunching this in here. Then I'm simply just going to subtract 153. So see if I can't arrow this over a little bit, guys. Give myself some room. So now I'm going to go ahead and subtract 153 from this side. 153 cancels. So now I get y equals, let's see here. So I borrow, that's a 7. 10 minus 3 is 7. 7 minus 5 is 2. So I'm getting 27 degrees for x. And I also got 63 degrees for y. Man, that was challenging. Woo! Hopefully you understood that. Okay, go ahead and give this one a try. These are more advanced ones. Give it a try, copy it down. You got to find E, D, and F. My goodness, that seems so hard, but I think you can handle it. All right, pause, Mr. Roden. Hey, welcome back. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Well, I see a pair of vertical angles. Look at here. See this angle right here, this angle E? That's vertical to this angle right here, 40 degrees. See how they point to each other? See how they're the exact same angle? They're just opening up in different directions. Okay, do you see that? They share two lines. All right, so we have that two vertical angles. And what do we know about vertical angles, guys? Well, yeah, vertical angles are always equal to each other. So now I can say right off the bat that E is equal to 40 degrees. And I'm just going to write it in there also because I can put 40 in there because E and 40 are vertical. All right. Now let's see what else we got here. Well, look here, guys. If I go from here to here, that's a straight line, right? That blue angle right there, that's 180 degrees. You know what I'm going to do? Actually, sorry, because I don't need it. I'm going to go from, sorry, I messed it up. I'm going to go from here to here to find F, okay? I'm going to go from there to find F because I know that blue angle right there is 180 degrees. That's a straight line. It's this line right here. That blue line right there, that's 180 degrees. So how can I figure that out? Well, I'm going to take 120 plus 40 plus F, and then I'm going to say that's equal to 180 degrees because it makes that straight blue line right there. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 120 plus 40. That gives me 160. Here, I'm going to erase that. That's messy. That's 160 degrees. So I get 160 plus F equals 180 degrees. And then I'm simply just going to subtract 160 from both sides. 160 cancels 160, F equals, and then I believe 180 minus 160 is just 20 degrees. So I now know that F equals 20 degrees. So I can put a 20 degrees in right here. All right, so now I want to find D. Well, D I can find by, let's see here, I'll use another color here. Let's use yellow. Yellow should be what. If I go yellow here, I can go from this angle all the way around to here, and that's going to be this straight line right here, this yellow straight line. See that? Now that's a straight line, so that's 180 degrees. So what can I do? So I'm going to take this 40 degrees. Then I'm going to add this D because I don't know what it is, and I'm trying to figure it out. And then I'm going to add this 20 that I found for F, and that's going to be a straight line, so that's 180 degrees. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 40 and 20, which is 60. So I get D plus 60 equals 180. I'm going to subtract 60 from both sides. And I get D equals, let's see here, this is 180 minus 60. I think that's 120 if I did my math correctly. And so now I can say that D is 120 degrees. Okay. All right. What else do we got here, Mr. Roden? That was example number, let's see here, Mr. Roden. Okay, keep my examples right. 6, this was 7. That was example number 8. Example number 8. Do we have any more problems? Let's see here. Oh, that's it. We're all done, guys. Okay, so go ahead and now you can start your Delta Math assignment. And it's going to be Delta Math assignment. We're going to call it Delta Math Angles assignment. And it'll be just practicing everything we did in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a good day. We'll see you later. Start your Delta Math and take care. Bye.